Hi, it's Jen here from careersbyjen.com with number 3 in a 3-part series on interview tips. This topic was suggested by one of our viewers, and I hope you have found it to be helpful. If you've missed the first 2 videos in the series, you will find them linked down below in the description box, along with the link to an online video course that I have created on interview skills that goes more in depth into the whole topic. And actually right now, if you're watching this in real time in 2020, it is on sale for the next few days only until Christmas Eve 2020, 50% off if you use the promo code half off, all one word, HALFOFF, capital letters, half off at checkout, and you will get the How to Ace a Job Interview when you haven't interviewed in a long time course for 50% off. All right, the first in this series was about things to do before the actual interview. The second part was about what to do during the interview, and today I want to share a few things that you can do after the interview is over. But before we jump into it, please be sure to subscribe so that you don't miss the next quick career tips video the next time that I put one out. All right, so I have 3 suggestions for you today about what to do after the job interview. And the very first thing that you should do once you get home, or even once you get into your car, or after you turn off the video conferencing if it's a virtual interview, is to get out your laptop or get out pen and paper and make some notes. Assess how you think you did, and make some notes about what you liked about how the interview went, what you liked about the things that you said, what you wish you would have done differently, maybe some things you want to learn more about, follow up on that came up during the experience. Maybe there are some skills they asked you about that you don't have that you might want to look into. And what this will do is that it will help you if you are interviewing for a second level interview with the same company, or if you are interviewing again with a different company. So what questions do you wish you were better prepared for? What was unexpected about what the people asked you, or the person asked you if it was a single interviewer? What questions have arisen since the interview that you might ask if there's a second interview with that same company? Have things arisen that you might want to ask them about? And it's important to do this right away as soon as you can, so that it's fresh in your mind, so that you don't forget. Because if you sit down and try and do this the next day, or 2 days later, or 3 days later, you might forget something that would be useful and helpful for you to have written down somewhere. So, and especially this is important if you get called in for a second interview with the same company. And again, if you don't, it's still very valuable information for the next interview that you might be having moving forward. So make some good notes. That's the first tip. The second tip for you is to be sure that you send a thank you note. You probably already know this, but send a thank you note as soon as you can that same day, and as soon as you're finished writing those notes. I would suggest handwritten and mailed is best, the old-fashioned way. You can do an email if you must, but whatever you do, don't use a template. Now, hiring managers can smell a template a mile away. And, you know, I get personally super annoyed when people pitch themselves to be on my podcast and are using a template, and it's really obvious because I may have seen the same template 4 times in a row. And I find it lazy. I find it, I don't know, I feel offended by it because the person hasn't taken enough time to actually say something personal. Sometimes they don't even say my name, and my name is everywhere. And so, you know, I'll get an email that starts with "hey" or "hey there," and it's you didn't even take the time to look at my name, so that means you didn't listen to the show, so that means you don't actually know what this is about, and I'm just one of the blanket podcasts that you've decided to pitch to, which I find really annoying. And I understand that you might not have any idea what to say or how to write a thank you note. So look at a template. By all means, look at one, but take the gist of what's being said and put it in your own words. And for heaven's sakes, find out the person's name. You just had an interview with them. You should know their name. That's something you should write down in your notes during the interview if you're taking notes. Use the real human being's name because you just spoke to a real human being. Express gratitude for the time that they took with you to interview you and to learn about you and to get to know you a little bit. It doesn't need to be a long thank you note. And it's not a recap of how brilliant you are or pitching all the things you already just said. It's just a short, humble thank you note showing appreciation and maybe saying something like, I really enjoyed the experience of interviewing for your company. I'm excited about the possibility. Thank you so much for taking the time with me. I really appreciate it. Something like that. Make it real, as long as you did appreciate it and enjoy it and all of that. Many people don't even bother to send a thank you note, and that reflects poorly. Believe me, people notice when you can't be bothered. So please be bothered. Get a handwritten little thank you note, send it in the mail right away. It'll get there in a few days, and all will be well. All right, tip number 3. If an appropriate time has passed and you haven't heard anything, a brief and friendly email follow-up, and I mean brief, just to ask if there was anything more that you might share or any further questions they might have that you could answer for them, and to say that you are very much still interested would be in order. Now, you don't want to stalk people. You don't want to be a pest. You don't want to bug them. And if the hiring process is going to take months and they've already told you this, then you don't want to email them 3 days later. You want to wait an appropriate amount of time, a month and a half, to check in, and that is perfectly appropriate. If they say they're making the decision within the next 2 weeks and you haven't heard anything, it's perfectly appropriate to send an email towards the end of the second week. Short and sweet. If they haven't given you a timeline, then I would at least wait a week, if not a week and a half, before you send a little follow-up. And again, just a brief little, hey, I'm still interested. Not hey. But the gist of it is, wanted to let you know that I am still very interested. I really enjoyed the experience of the interview. I hope that if you had any questions, you would reach out to me. I'm happy to answer them. Please let me know, or looking forward to hearing from you soon, something like that. Again, reiterate how interested you are in the position. If you find a fascinating article about something that has to do with the organization or the company, you can attach it. I found this little article. I thought of you. I'm attaching it. Again, skip the template thing because the purpose for this little follow-up email is just to indicate enthusiasm and to show that you have initiative and that you're still engaged and interested. So follow-up is really important. Okay, I hope these 3 suggestions were helpful to you. This ends this little interview tips series. If you have topic suggestions, please let me know because I'm always hoping to answer your career and job search and wellness questions. If you appreciated this information, please do give it a like. That really helps get it out there and helps me share it with other people, and subscribe. And if you are looking for more in-depth interview skills information, do check out the How to Ace a Job Interview when you haven't interviewed in a long time. Again, it's on half price until Christmas Eve 2020 with the checkout, the coupon code half off during checkout. That will all be down in the description box below, and you can check those things out as well. And I might not be posting anything next week because it is Christmas, and in my other life I am a pastor, so even though everything's virtual, I'm still very busy at this time of year getting ready for Christmas Eve, and so I probably won't be posting anything next week, although you just never know. If I get a really good topic suggestion and I have some time away from what I'm busy doing, then I might. You just never know. But I do appreciate hearing from you and hearing your topic suggestions. The last podcast that I did also includes an 8-minute guided meditation if you are finding yourself stressed or anxious at this time and are interested. It's called Breathe. It's episode 280 of the Careers by Jen podcast. And if you're interested in slowing down and feeling a little less stressed, then I invite you to take a look at that as well. And I'll link to that below in this video as well. So take care, happy holidays, and may you enjoy a little peace and light this week.